It is 7:30 a.m., July 26, 2017. I'm Roby Wolf. This is a Tale of Gin moment. I'm Sir Drinks a Lot. And we are going to talk about really just, well, I guess the preparation that we had for this last trip. One of the things that was very important was making sure Gin was very comfortable in the vehicle. Some pups aren't very comfortable in automobiles. And you can get pills for that. Some people even suggest essential oils. And that's fine as well. That's kind of up to you, really. Excuse me. But Gin did very well on his own. Pillows and blankets and the cover, little hammock thing for the back seat was awesome. Did a really good job. Food and water. My suggestion, if you've got a big dog anyway, would be to, and even for a small dog really, for a big dog, get a cooler. Get one of those smaller coolers, the cloth with the inlaying plastic, the thick plastic cover ones. I mean the removable plastic inner layer ones that you can get. It's like a little bucket. Those are probably going to be your best. For a big dog, fill it with dog food. Grab a gallon jug of water. There you go. You can put your treats in a little container, put them inside with the food, and you should be good to go. Also, a lot of these little, coolers, picnic coolers, have little spots for your wallet or your phone or whatever. Trash bags, like poop bags. You can put Walmart bags and other stuff, fold them up, roll them up, and put them individually in these little spots so that if you need to clean up after your pup, there you go. Very simple. I'm trying to think of something else. Now for Gin, he had a harness and he had a buckle and a clip that would hook to his harness, and his harness had a hoop on the bottom and on the top, along with a holding harness. Did pretty good. So you can usually buckle clip him to the bottom harness and give it a lot of slack so he can move around, because that's what you want. You don't really want them stuck in place. You want them to be able to get their nose out the window, but you don't want them climbing out the window whenever somebody's standing at the window going, "Hey, nice dog you got there." So that's always a good thing. It's good to also feel it out. Give it a test run. Drive them around, see how they like it. We had a lot of fun though. My suggestion is bring a travel bowl, but when it comes right down to drinking in the car, it's very difficult. Unless you've got somebody else with you, giving your dog any kind of water or liquids for them is impossible. I lucked out in that I had cup holders in the center console, but in the back for passengers, and where I could, right beside my elbow. So I actually filled those up, and he loved that. That was fine. But if I'd have been off-roading or just on any kind of really bumpy terrain, that wouldn't have worked. It'd have been messy. I wasn't too worried about mess though, especially with water. Now, I started thinking about it. And if you're traveling with your pup, you've been going for long periods of time, food bowls. The little travel bowls work really well. when you stopped, gotten something for gas, gonna give your dog some water, put some water in the bowl, and they can drink. And that usually works out okay, because if they don't drink a lot of it, you can just empty it out, toss it out, you're good to go. Fold the bowl back up, and then go and do what you're gonna do. Food, though, a little different, a little harder to deal with, especially if you actually stop somewhere. You can't use the travel bowls to really feed your dog. You need a real bowl for your dog. So I ended up getting a solid 2-bowl thing. If we stop at a friend's house, stay the night, or if we go to a hotel, that's what he'll feed out of at night. All you have to worry about during the day is hydrating your dog and treats. So I think you'll be okay. If you got your dog on a schedule, it's probably going to get broken. You're going on a trip. You're not on a schedule. You're on a totally different schedule. So don't worry about it so much. Best thing to do is to make yourself and your pup as comfortable as possible for the drive. Keep an eye on them. Talk to them. Make them realize they're still part of the situation. And I think you'll find that things work out a lot better that way. Now, free roaming animals, not a big fan of. I can leave a big dog in the back seat unbuckled, and they're okay. But I'm sure people will complain about safety concerns, and rightfully so. But it is up to you. I don't know of any laws regarding the buckling of dogs, even though some of them do need to be restrained slightly. But cats, for example, I honestly would suggest, instead of just the heavy metal or plastic containers for them, to give them some of those cloth with the inline metal containers with the top open and front open. Close the fronts and backs. That's usually what keeps the thing from falling down. And just open the top. But really, during a drive, it's best they stay in, because the cat is more likely to get under your foot than a dog would, unless of course you have a small pup. But normally you can train the pup to stay away from your feet in a driving situation. Sorry, mosquito. That's basically it. There's a lot of things you can do. My suggestion is, if you come across a rest stop and it's been an hour or so, take the dog out. And if you happen to be able to walk your cat and you have a harness, probably a good idea to let them get their fresh steps out. But not 100% necessary. Travel litter boxes are probably going to be best if you have a cat, especially if you stop at a hotel. I know that Motel 6s and La Quinta Inns are really good about allowing you to have at least 1 or 2 pets, 1 cat, 1 dog. Now, or 2 smaller pets usually is a good thing. A lot of the bigger hotels will allow you to have pets, but only if they're under 20 pounds. He's 40. And he's only 6 months. So, yeah. That's why good motels like Motel 6 and La Quinta Inn probably going to be your best bet, especially if you've got your dog potty trained, or at least you have him on a routine where you've got it so that he doesn't go to the bathroom inside. Otherwise, hopefully you have puppy pads and have trained him to use those. Or her. Anyway, that's kind of the travel hints I have. I also do suggest having water bottles with little bowl attachments. If you happen to can find some that are really nice and that can fit onto a harness by a clip, or onto your backpack on a clip, so that if you go hiking or something, you can use that. Anyway, hopefully this is helpful. This is me wishing you health, wealth, and love with enough time and gusto to enjoy it all. Bye, guys.